So welcome to my home kitchen here in Donegal, and this recipe I have for you, it's lovely, it's light and it's quite healthy. It is using the Donegal rapeseed oil hickory smoked, so it's like getting a beautiful smoked flavour without having to go outside to the barbecue. So for a very quick salad that's going to be warm and have a beautiful dressing in it, first thing I want to do is I want to char the vegetables, and you do that by just heating a dry pan and then just take a bowl and add the vegetables of your choice to it. So I'm going to use some red onion. I've just peeled it and I've quartered the red onion. I'm going to use some red, orange and yellow sweet peppers, and they're delivered. No green, they're a little bit bitter, and that's just my personal view on it. And I'm taking a clove of garlic, probably one will be enough actually. And I'm going to just break the garlic up slightly. I don't want to crush it completely. And I'm going to add that in on top of those vegetables. Holding the tomatoes back, okay, because they tend not to need to go into the last minute. And using the hickory smoke, I'm going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons. Now what happens when we do that is when you toss that around, everything now gets coated in the beautiful smoked flavour. Rather than trying to heat the oil and the pan together, dry heat and then these vegetables hitting the pan gives you an instant char. So I'm going to also add a bit of fresh rosemary to that. Just rip it and give it a very, very quick rough, and rosemary is beautiful with vegetables that are charred and roasted. Okay, get rid of that little bit of the woody stalk. In with the rosemary. And I'm going to put in some grounded pepper in on top of that. Now you can add other vegetables. The likes of a butternut squash is beautiful in this as well. Good bit of pepper going in there. And now what you're looking for is, listen to this when this hits the pan. Look, we want that, and get everything out of that pan, which is the beautiful hickory smoked oil. And as that, we just spread it out a little bit. I deliberately want that just to sizzle away like that for the next sort of 1 minute or so. Now as that is sizzling away, you're getting the beautiful smells of it. I'm going to show you a very quick dressing, and for the dressing I'm going to use some balsamic vinegar just in the bottom of a little glass jar, and to that I'm going to add some local honey. So a good teaspoon of it, and this is a guy just up the road from me actually, who drops me down this at the end of every season, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm still conscious this is charring away, and then to the jar I'm going to add about 3 times the amount of oil, which is in the form of our hickory smoked. And then I am literally just going to pop the lid on that. And what I like about it in a jar like this with a lid is you can just shake it like so, and it's an instant dressing that you're going to have. And that is it. Just let that sit to the side for a second. And now what I want to do is just toss over those vegetables. Look, there we go, there's that gorgeous char. Now we're after that because char is a flavour, and it gives you, with a sense of the smoke going on here, it gives you like a barbecue theme inside. And it's just quick, light. This could be a light lunch, could be a dinner. It's also a beautiful sort of side dish to serve along with any white meat like chicken, pork or so on. So I'm going to turn the heat down on that. And now I'm going to start to just basically dress up our salad. I've also got a little bit of feta cheese here. This can be goat's cheese if you wish for it. And I've taken some lettuce leaves that we have just washed. I'm going to place them just in the bottom deliberately, okay, they're not being dressed in any way at this stage. And then while our vegetables are still hot, I'm going to dot them just around the top of the lettuce. This is going to serve 2 people, so I'll only do up 1 portion here and let you have a look at it. And again, it's just full of colour, but the smell that you'll get from this now, particularly coming from the oil, is absolutely beautiful. And our nice little tomatoes, if you want you can add a little bit of pesto to this, but I don't think it needs it personally. And our feta cheese just dropped in. Remember, it's got a natural sort of saltiness to it, which is what we're after. I've seen this done where I've used olives in the past as well, but we can't grow olives and they're not in season, so we leave them out of it. And then our dressing, a final shake of it. A good shake this time. Get all that honey in there. And I'm just going to drizzle, look at that. I mean, that is lovely and thick, look. Honestly, the flavour from this is stunning. And what I want to do is add some basil leaves that I have here. Some beautiful fresh basil for its gorgeous sweetness. And just rip them, add them in, and you could say to yourself, okay, this is gorgeous, it's vegetarian, could I put meat in it? Absolutely. Bacon in that, beautiful. You put a little bit of seafood if you wished in there as well. Plenty of basil for the sweetness, and just rip last minute is the best way to do the basil. And then I have toasted some sesame seeds over the top of it for a bit of texture. And I'm going to go in, now notice when I put in all that glaze, that you thought there was a lot going on there, it gets absorbed in with the heat, and that's what we want. So final little drizzle of that. Look at that. That is beautiful, and to me that is one way just to very simply show you how to create something quick, healthy and tasty using the hickory smoke from Donegal rapeseed oil. Enjoy that.